All right, here are the metric system notes. There's a little bit of overlap in the scientific math notes video and this one. However, this is very specific to metric system. So first of all, we talk about the metric system. We use it universally. Everywhere in the world, we use the metric system. In the United States, science is one of the core places that we use the metric system. Officially, we have adopted the metric system in the United States. However, we don't really use it in everyday life. So the fact that the metric system is universal, everybody everywhere on the globe is using the same units. The other piece here is that as soon as you start entering non-standard units, so any that aren't in the metric system, we add instances to have error of arithmetic nature, of just when conversions back and forth, adding in additional layers of error that can possibly there. The second really important reason is not like, let me go and try and make the things the most complicated math possible. We like things to be understood. The system is super simple. It's all based on decimals. It's all based on ABN. And so when we go through and we want to make something bigger, we slide the decimal. Smaller, we slide the decimal. Every single length is a type of meter. Every single volume is a type of liter, and these are measured in grams. There's not different, they're just prefixes that tell us whether it's, 1,000 grams or 1/1000th of a gram. And you just add those prefixes to show what fraction or what multiple of that unit we are using. Now, we do use some of these things to measure where we have our length. Length usually measure in meters, and the way we measure it is typically the meter stick or a ruler. There are some digital tools out there that will automatically measure. However, rulers and meter sticks are our primary tool. When we mass, or the amount of matter, this we use the unit of grams. And we use some sort of scale, the triple beam balance, but also the electrical scales work well for this. Our volume, the three-dimensional space an object takes up, we measure in liters. And for this, we use a graduated cylinder. It has all of the milliliters marked on it. When we have irregular shapes, sometimes we have to do a displacement method of you submerge it in water and you can see how much space that object took up. And then finally, for temperature, we use the degrees Celsius, and we use a thermometer for. Now, I know in the scientific math prefixes, however, there are 3 that I can guarantee you will see over and over and over again. And these are kilo, which means 1,000 of your base unit, or 10 to the third of your base unit. So you have 1,000 meters in a kilometer, grams in a kilogram. 1,000 liters, liter, which you don't see used very often because that's quite a large volume. Our next one is centi. It is 1/100th, or 10 to the negative 2. That is important there. And it's a much smaller one, but it's 1/100th, so it's 1 of a meter. A millimeter is 1/1 of a meter. When we talk about a our next there is milli, which is 1/1000th, or 10 to the negative. So the millimeter is even smaller than centimeters in 1 centimeter, or 10 in 1 centiliter, 10 milligrams in 1 centigram. Now, all metric units, regardless of what you are looking at, really we use the prefixes exactly the same way. We use our millicentium, and they're fairly easy to manipulate ways. You're not having to learn terminology. There's not one for volume and then one length. Now, there are more prefixes. Nano is 1/1 billionth, or 10 to the negative 9. Now, this is that we use only when we're looking at very tiny things. For example, particles. We cannot see nanometers under a regular microscope. We need a powerful microscope than we have at the school. However, it is, you will see it sometimes in literature talk about nanotechnology, and having that understanding that it's 1 billionth of it really does kind of help. If you think about it this way, is 1 millionth of a millimeter. to have a scope of how tiny that truly is. So for right now, centi and milli are the really important ones, and the rest we will get as this goes on as we use them. As for the metric